survive, nikiona hivi na macho, we were able to steal 2 million. Na speaking the reality is, hiyo 2 million haikutusaidia hata shilingi. Tunagawana, after kugawana, mnaenda, remember uwezi komboa nyumba, uwezi komboa nyumba, uwezi oa, uwezi nunua gari. So hizo pesa zilikuwa tuza kutumia madrugs, kung'ara, kulala kwa mahoteli kubwa na kulala na different women. So hizo pesa pia hawa waizi tu wenye tuko na wao, remember some of them walikuwa na wazazi. Sisi wenye hatukuwa na wazazi ndio tulikuwa na shida. Juu sasa sisi wenye hatukuwa na wazazi, hauna mzazi utapelekea. So zako ni ulale hoteli, yako ni ulale hoteli kubwa. After hoteli kubwa ulale na wamama uvae. So hao wenye walikuwa na wazazi bado walikuwa natuibia. Juu anajua uko na pesa, anakuja na kusaliti, anakuwekea kitu kwa drink ama kwa food, unakula unalala, anakuibia yeye apelekee wazazi wake. Kwao kunaendelea. Some of them hata walikuwa na maplot. But sasa sisi wenye hatuna wazazi, sisi pesa zako tu ni hizo kazi mbaya. So again, I survived that. Na imanishi sikuwa na shikwa. I'm not testifying here so that a young person can go and steal, can see you are superior. You are not superior. Even us, we were not superior. Kuiba, it was niba it. Mnaweza amuka na mtu. It was so painful. I don't like repeating that one. It was so painful. Mumeamalala na mtu kama best yangu ndua. Mmelala vizuri mkipiga story. Mumeamuka morning, mmepiga. We used to pray our Father who art in heaven. Tumeomba dua, tumeomba our Father who art in heaven. Alafu mnasema mnaenda job. Unasikia mtu mlikuwa na yeye, either amerudi akiwa kiwete ama ameuliwa na mlikuwa na yeye. Something painful is when someone is being killed under your watch. Na huwezi fanya anything. So young people who are watching this, kindly, I'm not here to support you in stealing. I'm not here to tell you drugs are good. Today, when I talk about drugs and you natumia, after using akina cocaine, ndio hizi huku. Ini shindano ya cocaine tulikuwa tunajidunga this cocaine. Ini cocaine tulikuwa tunajidunga, ini shindano ya cocaine tulikuwa tunajidunga. After using this cocaine and brown sugar, at the end of the day, today, I'm using very expensive medicine just because my body became resistance of drugs. My body became a resistance. I will be showing you. Allow me to show you. My body has become. My body became a resistance of different drugs because of the same. So again, these are the tests done from Aga Khan Hospital. These are tests done from Aga Khan Hospital, where my body have this. These are my tests to confirm what I'm saying. My body has become a resistance to 90% of drugs, which I can no longer use. Not because it's my wish. It's because of the drug which I used to use. My body now became the resistance to it. That's why I don't advocate for young people using drugs, because when we reform and stop using drugs, now this thing will come to you later and it will affect you. I could have been healed early, but now I suffer because of the effect of the body of resistant drugs. Now what next? What are you going to be treated on? The drugs which I'm using currently, Kenya shillings, is 28,000 Kenya shillings per month. And it is very expensive to afford. You can imagine, when you are not working, you depend on well-wishers. And the drugs come to 28,000 per month, which is very hard for me to afford. And that's why I'm telling young people, kindly, it's not easy for you. The drug does not help. When it comes to stealing, I have 17 boys in the house whom I have adopted from different streets of Nairobi. I usually take them to their graves to go to show them, here is where we buried Ndua, my brother. Here is where we buried Jack, my brother. Here is where we buried Kama, my brother, in the crime. And it pained me when I got with them in the graves here at Rangata to show them where I buried my brothers just because of criminal life. Today I'm a crippled because of the same. I'm crippled because of the same. And I know someone there. We were 42 brothers. Today 39 have been killed. We remained 3 of us. Although we are ministers, one of us is called David. He's in US. He's preaching Jesus Christ. The other one is called Jeromash. He's a gospel musician and is also a minister of the word of God. He is in Dubai. Yes, we are transformed to transform others' life. But among 3 of us, we are myself, I'm suffering. Is not easy. So from there, stealing after joining this big group,
CEO. Okay, now we're back. Yep. Now Miss Baby. Remix. I had to do this song for you, man. Right. Okay, now. I had to do this song for you, man. 2 by flow. Yeah. Hata nikakupa pesa siwezi kukulipa back ulionifanyia diama. Hata nikajaza garage na magari siwezi kukulipa ulionifanyia ma.
Now, my brothers who have survived, it's not easy because all of us, we have some challenges, except now, somebody like David, who is a preacher in US, he's okay for him. But Jeromash is, one side was affected because of the being beaten by mob justice. From there, the situation became worse because now the more you are growing. Remember when I was selling drugs and carrying drugs, and even guns, kusaidia watu kubeba gun, transfer from one place to another, I was still young. Now I have grown, I'm big. Now you are part of the part, and the part when ni mmoja wa group, wakienda kuiba wewe umepewa kazi. Kama utabeba gun utabeba. So saa ikakuwa like saa uogopi, you have been trained, you can do anything. Now one thing I thank God, one thing I thank God is I have never killed. I have witnessed people being killed, but I have never killed. I have witnessed people being killed, but I have never killed. That's how God saved me. And God helped me not to enter that. God needed me. Na nikiwa street, mtu kama Bishop Margaret, I will allow me to mention, mtu kama Bishop Margaret wa Njiro, nilikuwa na mbebea speaker. Huyo ni mtu mwenye anaweza toa testimony. Hata kabla aanze kukua the way she is today, she usually, I'm encouraged when I see her. And I usually have hope that God can lift someone. Bishop Margaret Wanjiru, when she was preaching at a place called Aga Khan, in his slippers, red slippers za bata, tulikuwa tunambebea maspika, tunampelekea kwa kanisa, mahali anaenda kuhubiri, anatupea maziwa na mikate. Then after there we go back to street. People could come, take photo with us, promise us to give us hope, to give us a house, to give us a place to live. At the end of the day, after taking photo with us, walikuwa natuacha to street. Ukiachwa street, what happened to you? I remember there was even preachers who used to come to us. They preached to us, wanatuhubiria, tunaokoka, we could give our life to Jesus. Tunawapea bangi, tunawapea drugs, tunasurrender all bad things zenye tulikuanga nazo, condom and what have you. After kuwapea, wewe umeokoka, huyo mtu amekuacha street. And street, for you to sleep well in those under bridge, for you to sleep well in those veranda, you must have used good drugs. You must use drugs so that ukilala usijijue, so that ukilala penye tu utalala, you don't care what will happen, we ulale tu. So what will you do? Na mtu amekuambia umeokoka na amechukua vitu zako na ameenda. The same after that day, the same evening, you go back to stealing because you have nothing, you have no one to go to, you don't have a place you call home, you have no one to give food. So it was upon you. So year 2002 again, after being circumcised, there's something happened. President Moi was giving power to Kibaki. Before that, we were able to enter the State House, 6 of us, trying to go and steal the cocktail of gold. As we were leaving the place, we did not manage to steal. before we left, two of my members were killed. Again, I survived. Year 2003, after trying to steal, we joined another group again. We used to go to burial, to, I don't know inaitangwaje, kupanga matanga. We go there, unasikia watu wakipanga maombolezi, unasikia sanduku ni ya pesa gani gapi. Tunapewa hiyo kazi. If the coffin was more than 250,000, tunaenda tunaichimbua the same day, tunaenda tunauza, tunarudisha pesa. By the way, hakukuwa na kazi rahisi kama kuiba coffin. It was the easiest job, especially when you get a place whereby people have already buried na wameenda. If it was cemented, tulikuwa tunakuja the same day, ndio kama ijakauka tunachimbua pole. Remember, there's a drug we used to use. Tunawekea wanalala, tunachimbua pole, tunarudisha mwili, tunabeba coffin. Year 2003, after unsuccessful kuiba kwa Chris Murungari, tukashikwa, tukapelekwa police Parklands. From there tukapelekwa kotini, tukapelekwa Shimolatewa. Tukiwa Shimolatewa tukapewa job. We were told there's a very good person in Kenya who have passed on. Former Vice President Kijana Mike Wamalwa has passed on, and he will be buried in a place called Kitale. So in our process, we said kuna job imeletwa. So the person who paid for us cash bill had paid akatupe kazi. So we were to walk from Shimolatewa, Mombasa to Kitale to go and steal the coffin of former Vice President Kijana Mike Wamalwa. So this one is young people, those who just steal the phones, and you think when ni mnoma umefaulu kusnatch simu ya msee. Hiyo ni ufala uko nayo. Me, I've seen my brother Jack stealing a phone from someone who had a gun, and he shot him and he passed on there. We have gone to steal a place. We pretend we have come to steal somebody who is dead in his morgue, but we have been given work to steal something from the morgue. So when I'm talking to young people, it is you to decide. The life is yours. It's the way you make it. It's the way you decide, because life is yours. Life is not ours. And always remember, in whatever you do, life is about you, not us. If you die, it is you who will die. If you are injured, it is you who will be injured, not we. It is you as a person who will be injured. When you suffer from the consequences of the crime you have committed, it will not be us. When you are put in that community maximum prison or any prison in the world, it will not be us, but it will be you who will be taking the responsibility of your action. So that's how our life was. Then year 2003, after being given that job, we were tukaachiliwa. The nini was paid, the cash bill was paid, tukaachiliwa, and the following day we were supposed to travel. By the time former president called Kibaki arrived in Kitale, we were already at the home of former vice president, a place called Milimani. We had already surveyed the place, and we were 8 of us, and every one of us had a gun. Not 8, we were 12, and every one of us had a gun. Every one of us, not everyone, 3 of us had guns. So in the process, that we did not manage to steal the coffin because of the security in that place. And remember, if we were given task, kama tumepewa kazi na wakubwa wetu kose kumaliza hiyo kazi, all of us, we were in big problem. The punishment was severe. You better have gone to steal, you die there rather than coming back. You will be done a lot of harmful things. Some of you usually see us, and some of you, I don't know the word I can use. Unachukuliwa sabuni inasukumwa, uko nyuma inasukumwa kabisa, and it is you are circumcised, and your private part is being wanachukua karatasi ya lion. Nowadays I don't know if the karatasi still there. Inaakishwa hizo, ungeteswa, kafadhali ungekufia huko kuliko kukosa kuwa successful kwa mission. So in the process of coming from my Komalwa's place, the GSU who were guarding there, they realized we were criminal, and 6 of my members were killed, I was shot my second bullet. I was shot, and after being shot, police wakanichukua wakanipeleka Kitale Hospital. From Kitale Hospital, as they were waiting to do, as I was waiting to go under surgery, nikiwa hapo nje nikigojea kwenda kufanyiwa surgery, nikadanganya polisi na daktari nataka kwenda choo. For them, they knew because I was shot, I cannot run, I cannot do anything. Nikapelekwa choo, wakaniacha ndani ya choo, na choo ya Kitale, I don't know kama it change has been, I've never gone there again. Kulikuwa na very big wide window. So I jumped from the window behind, took a matatu, went back to Nairobi, where now I was selling drugs. I was selling drugs at Kenicom. Nilikuwa nauza dawa za kulevya pale Kenicom, nimekalia wheelchair, nauza drugs, na pia nilikuwa nawekea watu guns na kukombolesha gun. Mtu akikuja ananipe 3000, nampe pistol na risasi moja, anaenda anafanya kazi yake, jioni ananiletea, because now I could no longer run, I could no longer do anything. But now I was there as I continue healing. From there was another job that came again to steal within. There is Cooperative Bank near Jivaji Garden. When we went to steal there, it was on a Sunday. When we went to steal there, the police who had given us job again turned against us, and 2 of my members were killed on spot. I remember very well, Bishop Ismail was preaching at Huru Park. We went and hid, tukaenda tukatoroka, tukajificha kwa crusade ya Pastor Mwiro pale Huru Park. So akihubiri, as he was preaching, he kept saying, kuna waizi wako hapa, if we don't give our life to Jesus, tunaenda kukufa that day. So we thought anatuona, and we surrendered our life to Jesus that day so that we may not die. Immediately after we surrendered our life to Jesus that day, on the pulpit, tukashukuliwa na polisi haraka na tukatepelekwa Central Police. From Central we were taken to Kamiti maximum prison, medium prison. In the medium prison, former vice president called Mudawori, he came to the prison to visit. And as he had planned to come and visit at the prison, I remember there was a shairi, a poem. Kuna shairi nilikuwa nimefundishwa I will represent before him, for him. In the process ya kwenda kupresent hiyo shairi, I forgot kila kitu nilikuwa nimefunzwa. I start narrating my own story, how I went to the street, how I was raped, how I have been shot, and how I wish I could be not alive. And it made Mudawori to feel so pain until he cried on camera, because it is there. He cried, and he asked us, me and some of my brother, 4 of us, we had made na tumeshikwa tumekwa community. He asked us, mkiachiliwa mtataka kuwa nini? Myself, I said, if nikipata second chance, I will become a priest. Then I gave my life to Jesus now very well. I renew my salvation in Christ when I was in prison. It came a time when Mudawori alipoenda, aliandika barua na akatusaidia tukaachiliwa. Tulipoachiliwa, me, myself and my brother Jeromash, tulikataa kutoka Kamiti maximum prison. Tulikataa kutoka. Tuliambia polisi hatutatoka, because tukitoka we were going to be killed. So we decided to remain in the prison. 2 weeks later, Mungu akasaidia, tulitafutiwa mahali pa kupelekwa. Wenye walitoka mbele yetu walienda wakauliwa. Wenye waliachiliwa walienda wakarudi kwa wizi, and they were killed. I remember my boss, who is General Madheri, he was killed he was killed. Walipouliwa, now we don't have any big person to protect us. We were taken to Ruakabeta Proof School. From Ruakabeta Proof School, we were taken to Amoma Proof School, where again I was adopted by Bishop Ismoiro, being brought up at Maximum Miracle Children's Home, where I went back to school. I have never studied from class 1 to 7. I started my education at class 8 in a school called Kawa Garrison. I managed to get 3 or 5 marks. Through the power of God, I went to high school. I did not pass my KCSE, I failed. I got an A minor. I have gone to university. I'm a graduate of human psychology. Back 2018, my body started bringing the problem. Mwili yangu ikaanza kuleta shida. I developed something called chronic osteomyelitis, which was caused because of kupigwa na mob justice. Sikuwa natibiwa. Hiyo time ukipigwa na mob justice unatoroka. so sikuwa natibiwa. So unajua ukiwa mwizi wezi enda hospitali, so ukishavunjwa mahali wewe mwenyewe ndio unajitibu na kukutumia drugs mingi, unafungwa na the other street boy. So after drugs shaisha kwa mwili, it's when I started experiencing some problem with my body 2018, and I started going for treatment. Risasi moja ikaweza kutolewa, hiyo ingine ikasemekana iwezi tolewa. Ya 2020